Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Southern
Huh?
Stew. Okay, everyone. Welcome to the Southern Stew
Still?
podcast.
Still? Huh?
Welcome to this. Oh my God. Welcome to the Southern Stew podcast. My name is Cynthia.
Huh?
Melissa.
Stephanie? Huh?
And
Hey,
our
Gina.
Lorraine. Gina.
Lorraine, aka Gina.
Lorraine, yeah.
So today we're talking about slang words from the South. Melissa, you got some that you would like to share, right?
Oh yeah, I have several, but yeah, it's mostly from the Appalachia part, which I'm sure any Southerner has heard some of these words or phrases.
Well, you got some words?
Oh, I got some words.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
Yeah. Sure do.
Okay,
I-
I got some words.
As Stephanie's in-laws or some of people that she may know would go, yeah, sure, don't you know? Yeah, I got some words.
Oh, yeah, sure, you betcha.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Totally in the opposite direction of some of the words. One of the big ones that we use growing up is yuns. So if you use it in a phrase, what you doing? What yuns doing over there? Or,
How you
coming?
doing?
Yeah, when is
When's
coming?
coming?
How yous doing today?
Yeah.
Yous know better than that.
First time I met my husband, he said, "That's not even a word. That's not even in. No, that's nowhere to be found. What are you saying?" This was, of course, the early 90s. But anyway, yuns. Y-U-N-Z, I guess? Not sure.
Or is it?
Y-U-N-S.
I
whatever.
really don't know the spelling, but
We just know how to say it.
Does anyone ever spell it?
I don't think so.
Can you imagine in teacher in English class? Yuns. Put
I
in
think it
that.
would be
What yuns doing over there?
Y-U-N-Z,
Okay,
maybe.
somebody comment the correct spelling that you think it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you think yuns would be spelled?
Yeah.
We might.
So another one would be you want to.
Yount to?
Yeah.
You
want
want
to.
to go to the
You want
bar?
to go? You want to go? You want to?
Shout out to my brother-in-law, Zach, if you're listening. Hey, Zach,
You want to?
have you eat yet?
Well, we know that Jeff Foxworthy has that great line in one of his stand-up where he's doing the different words, and that's one of his like big finishers or whatever is the G it.
Get her.
That was
Get her
the
done.
inside running joke with me and my brother-in-law. Yeah, when he first came down and he would try to do it with his northern accent. It was just the cutest thing. So yeah, that was a thing we did.
Well, what's crazy is that a lot of people think that aren't from the South or from the different parts of the South, I guess. They don't realize that, and it's one of the pet peeves with me, is that the accent from southeastern Kentucky is not a Mississippi accent. It's
No.
not a Texas accent.
No.
It's its own breed. And
Yep.
so when they have like Kentucky scenes or characters or whatever on TV, they tend to give them that Texas accent or that Southern Louisianan accent. That's not it.
Some of the I've noticed like Arizona. It's really, or is it Arizona? I think it was anyway, I was listening and they have some of the words we use. And I was like, really? Interesting.
I have a friend and a coworker that is from there. That's where she grew up, and then she relocated here. And she said when she first got here, she was just like to some of the words that she heard, and the main one was tortilla.
Tortilla?
Tortilla. Tortilla, or they put a weird spin to it. I can't remember exactly. Tanya, if you're listening, sorry, I butchered it. But anyway, she said that was a major one for her, was how they said tortilla. It was weird. Yeah.
You see, I don't even say tortilla like that. I
It's
say
tortilla.
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 Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't even put an L in it. It's just tortilla.
They put an L spin on it the way she said it, but she was just like, "What are you even saying to me? What?"
There's an
Yeah.
L in tortilla. No.
So,
Never heard that. Yeah.
what I find that I don't know if you guys ever read up the history of the Appalachian accent is actually the oldest form now of the English accent.
Yeah.
So, so if you ever get
Well,
a chance,
I think it derives from something else.
I
It's a
think
mixture.
it's a mixture between Irish and English and Dutch Irish. And because you get all these different mixes together. But for the most part, the southern or southeastern Kentucky, in that area, the Appalachia, you've got this pool of people who literally came over and they said, well, you got all this free land over here in the woods, go do a thing. And they were like, hell yeah. So they went over there and they got some land. But it was so far out there away from the Virginia Company area that they were way isolated. And then they stayed way isolated because nobody wanted to go out there. And so their language just, it never really evolved where
It's
everybody
kind of
else's
like
did.
to me personally. I think if you live city life, fast life, compared to living in the mountains, the slow life, it to me it almost goes with that because if you notice people of northern or whatever and they live in big cities, they speak faster compared to us.
To me, it's harder for me to hear it now because I've been away for so long. But
Yeah,
I know when I moved, they would say that my words just were
oh yeah,
longer.
yeah,
And I can kind of do it. I can kind of force myself to do it, but I think I have sped up my words over the time just to kind of match
yeah.
with the places that I've lived. But I don't know. I think in some sense it's quicker because we tend to shorten down words,
Oh yeah.
and at the same time,
As
it's
any other
yeah.
culture, they do. They put their own spin on words or whatever.
We just tend
Yeah.
to draw out sounds in certain ways and inflections and
Oh
stuff. It's
yeah.
different draw. And here's the thing: my accent, it's not as thick. It's not as thick as Stephanie's. It's not as thick as, well, not as thick as a lot of people back home, but
Yeah, yeah,
but it can be. And when I'm talking to my family, I regress. I go back into that accent,
that's
Oh
and
yeah.
then
yeah. That's what my husband says. He says, "Yeah, you've been around and long enough. You're starting to do it again." I'm like, it just comes natural. I
yeah,
was
it just
born
comes
that
natural.
way. I was born that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so another word is breeches.
Oh yeah, girl.
Put your breeches on. Put your breeches on, honey. We got
you
places to
you
go.
guys used to call me Little Breeches when I
Yeah,
was little.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And another
from
one,
Tailspin.
yeah, and another one, just a phrase, be like, "Hey, Lord, ah, Lord,"
Lord,
yeah,
Ah, Lord.
or what
That's true.
fur?
what fur?
What for?
What fur?
I tell
Oh,
you a good one that the guys at work get me at because they're like, "That what did you just say?" And I live in Tennessee, so you would think it wouldn't be that much of a difference coming from not 2 hours from home. Um, but I'll go like, "Well, he's a nice feller," and they'll be like, "He's a nice what?" I
Feller.
said, "Feller,"
Yeah,
and they go, "He's a nice guy." Because in my job, I talk to a lot of people. So, and if I talk to a nice gentleman and he seems really nice, I'll get off the phone like, he's a good feller, or he's a nice feller. And everybody around me go, well, Cynthia, did you just say feller?
yeah,
You are so hillbilly. And I'm like, dude, you talk just as southern as I do. But
I
apparently
wear
I
that
talk more
badge
southern.
proudly.
yeah.
It's
What
pretty funny.
fur? What fur? What fur?
Or I say
Who
yaller.
cares? What fur? Or that's a gum. A
Oh,
gum.
that's a
You're
gum.
you know you're making a gum of it. Just quit. You're just making a
Oh my
gum.
gosh.
Give it
That
here. You're just making a gum
that's
of it.
definitely an Appalachia only word. I mean, I have never heard anybody else use that word.
Gum.
You are gomming up my kitchen. Get out.
Yeah. Or
Yep.
plundering. Plundering around. She's just plundering. That's all she knows how to do. Just plundering around. Just piddle patting around. Just piddling around, plundering.
What I always think that is funny, and even because I never hear it, I've traveled a lot and I've lived in a lot of different states, so there are words that I only hear when I go back home, and a gob is one of those, and a mess is another.
Mess.
Man, I got
Lord,
me a
he's
mess
a
of them potatoes, and I'm like,
Which
God,
could
I
be used
love it.
which could be used in so many different ways.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you sure can make a mess of things, which is, that could be made.
Yeah,
Anybody
that's
says that
fairly
anywhere.
more common.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Give me a
I'm,
My
mess of them
favorite is
beans.
Yeah, but people
my
using a
favorite is
mess
she's a
as
mess.
No, no.
But-
Give me a mess of them beans.
But
Yeah.
see,
I need
that's
a
the
mess
thing,
of them.
is that only back home do you use, or do they use, or I'm sure somewhere else in Appalachia, but I only hear it when I come back home, the unit of measurement, which is a mess. And I think it's hilarious. Every time I hear it, my heart just sings. I'm just like, oh, it's home.
Okay, here's another one. Well, if the Lord willing and the creek don't rise, we'll be there.
Melissa, I say that on about a daily basis.
Uh-huh. Well, if Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I'll be right there, honey. I'll be right there.
Clocking out at work. Hey, buddy, see you tomorrow if the creek don't rise. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
Yeah.
And why is that? Why is that a big thing? Like, why is that a saying?
Well, because things, I'll just say, shit can happen and you may not make it. If
Right.
if the Lord says, let there be rain, and it rains for 40
But-
days and 40 nights, you ain't going to be there.
But there's an and in there. There's Lord willing and if the creek don't rise.
Exactly.
Because
that's
as
what I'm
you
saying.
know, if it get any kind of rain out in those hollers, you can't get out.
The creek is
There you go.
rising, and you ain't coming.
Some of
There
our
you go.
listeners may be from places like, Michigan or, whatever, where
Well,
it's flat as hell. But where we grew up, the mountains are
It's a
all
valley.
around you.
Yeah, the homes are in the valley, and here's the mountains, and we're right here. So
And
there's
usually
creeks.
right next to creeks.
Yeah, right beside the creeks, and most of them calls them cricks. They're
Cricks.
cricks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Crick.
we called it
And
a
so
creek.
when it rains, flooding is a huge deal. And I know, like, what was it, 2 years ago? That the really bad floods that came through the
yeah.
Appalachia.
I think it was last summer, but I can't remember. Or
Well,
last
there
feel
was
like
some flooding, but I'm talking about, like, it was 2 or 3 years ago
Oh,
that
yeah.
there was some major flooding, and that made a lot of people
yeah.
back down in, like, Hazard and all that other areas that it was bad. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot
Okay,
of
here's
people lost
another.
homes.
So the other word that I can think of is buggy.
Huh?
I get that
Buggy.
all the time from my Ryan.
Oh my
He's just-
gosh, yes. The first time I ever went to like a grocery store or something with my Ryan, and I said, "Get us a buggy." Huh? A what? A buggy? What's a buggy? The buggy right there, the buggy. And I'm pointing at it, and he goes, "You mean a shopping cart?" And I'm like, "A buggy. That is a buggy.
At
That
least
is not a
yours,
shopping cart."
at least yours said it like that. Mine said, I don't see no horses around.
Oh no.
Oh, what a smartass.
No, I know. And I was like, oh, I could strangle you. But no, yeah, he's got me fixed now. I call it a cart.
I call
Not
it a
me,
cart.
honey. Mm-mm.
He's got me switched over. He pulled me to the Yankee side.
Listen, sometimes you have to adapt or die. And, I've not lived back home in so many years. There's a lot of words that I have switched over because I had to.
Burning up.
So, and one of those is the buggy. I don't call it a buggy anymore. I don't think I've called it a buggy in years. I call it a cart now.
Wow.
Do you remember Mama calling a like a little plastic bag a poke?
Oh yeah.
She'd say, "Go get me
Yeah.
a poke. Go get me a
Yeah.
poke out behind the refrigerator." And I said, "A what?" Go get me a
Yeah.
poke.
I remember her asking me to go get her a poke, and I thought she wanted me to go outside and actually get her poke, because she would usually send us out on errands, especially like me and Dave and Chris and all this. She would send us out on errands to go pick wild edibles and stuff all the time. So when she said, "Go, hey Gina, go get me a poke," I thought she wanted me to go outside and find her a poke.
Poke salad.
And yeah, so I laughed and she got mad. She thought I was like shirking my duties. I was like, "Okay, I'm going." She got so mad and she's like, "Get your butt back in here, I'll whip your tail." And I'm like, "I was gonna get you poke."
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah, first time. No clue.
So another word would be plum tickled.
Plum
Plum
tickled.
tickle.
I'm plum tickled. Yeah. Well, as I think I said this earlier, but what fur? There's what like shoot far. Here's another
Shoot
one. Shoot
far.
far.
Shoot far.
Shoot far.
No,
Shoot
no,
far
no,
and
no.
save matches.
No, I got one for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's just runt.
Well, that's another one. Runt.
Right.
That's runt. God, that's runt.
God.
Whew. That's
That
runt.
child is runt.
Or that child is runt. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
child is runt.
So, runt.
And
runt,
actually, it's not shoot fire.
Runt.
It's shit fire to save damn matches.
yeah. But,
That's the one that goes. Yeah.
when you're a Christian, you say shoot fire.
Shoot.
Shoot far.
Shoot far.
Yeah.
But
Dag
runt,
nabbit.
runt is the Appalachian equivalent to ruined,
Ruined.
and yeah, but we just say runt.
It's just runt. You go smell it and you're like, shoot, God, that's runt.
That's runt.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
And that's the one that Debbie's old teacher is like a lost ball in high weeds.
Oh yeah.
Honey, you ain't gonna mount to nothing. You're just gonna be like a
Oh my
lost ball
God.
in high weeds.
Johnny would say this one all the time, and he still says it, but it cracks me up. First time I heard it, I was a teenager, and I never heard it before, ever. And he swears up and down it's like a really old one, but it's the fly around, what was it, Cynthia? Fly around on fly around on a pretty bird, land on a dog turd.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, I've heard of that.
And I'm like, what the heck is that? And he says it's like peacocking. It's like going around, act like you're a big hot stuff, and then, next thing you know,
You're gonna
Yeah.
land on a turd.
you're going to land on a turd. So,
Yep.
and I'm like, I've never heard that one before.
I have to say that the thing I remember our grandmother saying when we were little was, girls, keep an axe between your legs, stay healthy. You remember that?
Oh
I've
yeah.
never heard her say that one.
She did.
Yeah.
Because, gosh, she
I
says,
remember a certain thing that she did to you, Cynthia, that was so funny because it scared you to
Are
death.
you sure it wasn't me?
No, it was Cynthia. Because
Okay.
she'll say, "You stink." She's like, "What?" She says, "You been kissing on boys." "No, I ain't, Mama." She said, "Yes, you have." She said, "You got that old piss breath." She said, "When you got that piss breath, I know you been kissing on boys."
I was little. I was little. Do you remember when she used to tell us to go up the hill ass backwards?
Yeah.
Yes.
Give you something to do.
So here we are running backwards up the hill. She goes, "You're not doing it right. Do it again." And we're like, "But my butt's backwards." She's like, "You're not doing it right."
I thought it was
Ways,
funny.
yeah, ways to keep your children entertained.
Yes.
I've done it to my kid.
Well, shoot, she had a lot of kids, man. She had to find some way to occupy all those
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah. So here's another one. Ain't nary one of y'all got no sense.
Amen, sister.
Nary. Ain't nary a
Ain't
one.
nary one of y'all got no sense.
Ain't nary a one.
Or I reckon there ain't no sense. I reckon.
I say
I
reckon a
reckon.
lot.
I reckon they ain't.
I reckon they ain't.
Sure enough.
I reckon I
Or
can get that to you later.
I heard that.
I reckon that milk over there is burnt.
Praise Jesus.
You know what, Melissa?
well,
I heard that.
I heard that.
So, had a small bit of technical difficulty there, a little bit. I had to fix that up. But let's continue.
It was gommed up.
It was
Shredded.
gommed up.
It was
Gommed
gommed up.
up.
Those
Sure
weren't-
was a mess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So was.
Sure was.
And I said, well, I'll be.
I'll be.
I'll be.
Well, daggone.
Daggone it.
Dadgummit. Yeah.
Dagnabbit.
So, yeah, and that, back onto our little phrases. How about, yeah, I'll take a nuddin.
A nuddin, yeah.
A nuddin?
A nuddin.
Mhm.
Give me a nuddin.
Yeah.
That sure was good. Can I have a nuddin?
Yeah. And when we had our technical difficulties, I was thinking, there's another one. I'm fit to be tied. I was fit to be tied. It's matter and yarn, man.
Modern corn. And there's just a fit.
Yeah.
Someone throwing a fit. That's
Pitch a fit.
pitch a fit, throwing a fit.
Pitching a fit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, boy.
Fixin'.
Yeah. You're fixing. You're fixing to get it.
You're fixing to get it.
Yeah.
Listen here.
You're fixing.
to get.
You're fixing to catch his hands.
Yeah.
Don't make me turn around. In the car?
I said, do you want to fight me? Do you want to catch his hand?
Yeah, we said runt. Yeah, she's runt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right yonder. Right yonder. Where's
Yonder.
that at? It's
Yeah.
right yonder. It's right yonder.
It's right yonder.
Yeah.
Right over there.
I don't see it.
I'll mute it.
Right down there in them hollers.
How about can't never could do nothing?
Can't never do it.
Yo, I had told my kids that so many times. Can't never could. I can't do it. Well, can't never could do nothing.
Oh my gosh. It reminds me of a story.
Oh, here we go.
Stephanie knows the story though. Because it has to do with her son.
Mm.
So when she was trying to tell him to do something, or I think it was like go to bed or something like that. And he stomped his little foot. He was just a toddler at the time. He stomped his little foot and he said, I can't want to do it. I can't want to. And after that, we laughed so hard.
Actually,
That it became a
mine
thing.
did. Yeah, mine had that habit too. So they were raised. They're close in age, very
Oh,
close.
yeah.
So mine would always say, "I can't like it," or
Yeah, I remember that.
I can't like it, and I can't want to. I can't want to.
I can't want to.
Yeah.
I can't want to do it. No.
That's so cute.
So another one is, I ain't seen you in a month of Sunday.
I haven't heard that one in so long.
It's been a while.
Say, I ain't seen you. I ain't seen you in a month of Sunday.
Oh, I'm going to just say briefly, Cynthia, you look so pretty right now. And
Oh.
Stephanie.
Oh.
You guys look so gorgeous
Oh,
today.
so
Melissa, you
sweet.
look all right.
Yeah, I'll take that. Anytime. I'll take it.
I do like those glasses, Melissa.
These are my dollar glasses. I paid a whole $1.
Girl.
Yeah, girl.
Pretty
Yes.
glasses.
You look beautiful too, Regina.
Yes.
I was so beautiful.
Yes.
You always do.
I was
Yeah.
expecting her to go,
All
all right, Lorraine.
Madder than a wet hen.
Girl. If I had a dime for every time I was madder than a wet hen, I'd be a rich hen.
You'd be a fat hen.
Oh, yeah.
So we come up with some other sayings that Mama would have said. That, did you eat it? Did you eat it?
Did you?
Yeah.
Did
I've
you?
said
Yep.
that.
Did you? Did you eat yet?
Did you?
I love
Or
it how she couldn't say my name.
Symphony.
Symphony?
Symphony.
Symphony?
No,
I'm like,
Stephanie.
Cynthia was.
No, Stephanie was. Was it Steph? She said, couldn't say either one of y'all names.
She couldn't say either one of them. It was Symphony for both of them. Symphony and Symphony.
so I would look at her like, was she talking to me or Stephanie?
She couldn't say refrigerator.
No.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Icebox.
Icebox.
You know, that's another word altogether that is in itself is a southern, not icebox, but mammal.
Mhm.
Just that word, mammal. Because I remember saying that was the first time I ever mentioned my mammal. Someone looked at me and said, "You're what?
And Papaw.
You're what?
Papaw.
Yeah.
Mammal, papaw." Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we called them.
That's
And
true.
we
Mammal,
didn't go
papaw.
aunt. We call them aunt.
Yep, ant.
I've caught so much slack on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Aunt Gina.
And when I mention my uncles and aunts' names to people I work with, they're like, "Do what?" Because their names are unique.
That's another one. You just said another one. Do what?
Do what?
Do what?
what?
Just listen to me talk. I would say all kinds.
So, another one when the weather changed, man, the roads are slicker than snot.
Yeah. You better be careful. The roads are slicker than snot.
Pretty slick snot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
The one
people-
the one that cracks me up is the one that Ryan got me onto when we were first together was commode.
Commode. Yeah.
Commode. He says it's a toilet or
It's a commode.
bathroom, and I'm like, it's a commode. It's a commode.
And one of our siblings was meaner than a striped snake.
Oh.
I don't know who that was. Maynard.
Yeah, Debbie Lynn.
Thinker.
Meaner
We
than
know
a
you're listening.
Used to could.
Used could.
I used to could. I used to could do that. Used
Back
to
in the
could.
day, you know,
Yeah.
a day.
But anyway, here's another one. Here's quit walling around in your church clothes.
Wallering.
Yes. Wallering.
Stop wallering all over me.
Yeah. Wallering.
You wallering all down that mud.
Stop wallering all over the bed. I just made it.
Yeah.
Wallering.
I'll
Now,
bust your ass if you get those. That's the 30. They Easter
Listen
dressing
here.
dirty.
If you keep wallering around, you're gonna get you a switch.
we had to go break our own.
We had to break our own switch. Did you guys ever try to come in with like a tiny ass switch?
Girl, you know we did. We all tried that.
We
we
break it on you until you go get you another one.
Yeah. You get out there and say, okay, yeah, I think this will break.
Yeah.
But she'll say, no, go to the willow tree. You had to go to that willow tree, you might as well hang it up.
Or that Easter bush.
Ugh,
I did.
hated that Easter bush.
Oh man, I thought I was doing the slick thing, and I got one that I thought was really flimsy, and I was like, "This is going to be the best one. It's going to break." No, that thing whooped me. I did the worst thing possible. It
You
whooped
learned.
me.
You learned.
Girl, you didn't catch it like we did though.
No.
No.
Uh-uh.
Oh my
No.
God, you
There's
got off
this-
easy.
Yeah, I know. That's just the great thing about being the baby.
Yeah. Okay, so that was another one.
Is that it?
Through hell and high water.
Hell and high water. Yep.
That's a good one.
That's another one with the, the creek don't rise one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another one. You're useless as the tits on a bull.
You know, I am so bad for using that one. I am so bad for it. I am terrible. Like I will say, no, Lord, she is just useless.
Yeah, useless like a tits on a bull.
I'm so bad for saying that.
Or you're making a mountain out of a molehill. Hush your
Oh,
mouth. Hush
yeah.
your mouth. You're making a mountain out of a molehill.
God, Gina.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was trying. Sorry, I was trying to see if we could get a guest in, but it looks like our guest won't be available tonight, so
What?
it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that happens.
That's just plumb awful.
Dang, damn it.
This is on a roll, man.
That's plumb sorry. That's what
Ah,
that is.
yeah.
That's what most people are. That's just plumb sorriness. Plumb sorry.
Hold on. But go ahead. I'll mute myself so you can hear the.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, here's another one. I ain't seen a beating all my life.
I ain't never seen a beat in my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
I mean, I'm hoping the people that's not raised in the South, we say these things and they'll knowing what that means, I ain't seen a beating all my life. It's just, you see something that's just the stupidest thing, it makes no sense to you.
Like
I
at
ain't seen a beating
Walmart.
You walk
At
around
Walmart.
Walmart, you're going to see somebody.
Lord, did you see what that lady was wearing? I've never seen a beat in my life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Can
wears
you guys
a
hear me
robe
okay?
and sleepers to work?
And there she
we
went
lost
again.
her.
Lord.
I ain't seen a beat in my life.
I ain't seen a bait in my life.
I reckon.
You would
She
think a
keep-
gamer.
Yeah. Yeah.
She doesn't
You know
game
what?
with me no
It's
more.
fine. It's fine. If she comes back in and out, it's whatever. It makes character. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody out there listening, say a prayer for Stephanie's Wi-Fi.
Internet. Yeah, it's just terrible.
So I started a new saying at work. And it's because I'm not supposed to curse. Okay? So I go, good gravy. And
Good
everybody's
gravy.
like, so now this one girl, she started saying it. It makes me happy.
Welcome back there.
Listen,
Stephanie.
I'm madder than a wet hen. This daggum internet, I'm about to throw a daggum tantrum.
It's about as useless as a bull with tits, right? Or how's it? I don't know how you
Tits
say
on
it.
the bull.
Tits on a bull. Yeah.
You can tell you haven't lived in Kentucky for a while.
Okay.
Listen, I don't know. It's not. It's a widespread thing going on, and I think it's because of the storms or what have you. I don't know.
Oh, you guys storming down there?
Yeah.
But the
Down that way?
internet is not
Not
good.
to mention, and not to mention, they're doing a lot of road construction down from you. They could have
Lord,
messed it
I
up.
reckon they've
It's
got
true.
it messed up around here.
They've got it
They got it gone up.
Done gone it up.
Or she's going to
Well,
have a fit in just a
it's
minute
fine.
if it goes off again.
So another one is, because we said I haven't seen a beating all my life, and we've said quit him hawing around. Quit him hawing around. Do what you gotta do.
Him hauling around
Him hauling.
means just
Quit pussyfooting around.
pussyfooting
man.
around means same thing. Yeah.
She totally switched it up on me.
It's like soliciting. You're just sitting around doing nothing. Just being
Yeah.
Stop
lazy.
being lazy and get to it.
Okay. People don't have the good sense God gave them.
Lord, amen to that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Hey, here's
So,
huh?
hold on. Gotta make it a little bit more interesting.
Okay.
So, um, let's talk about a little bit about how, uh, like TV shows and stuff like that. Like we were talking about how they always get the accent wrong for the
Mm-hmm.
Appalachian accent. Um, what would you say has been the best, or I guess the most accurate depiction of Appalachian people that you can think of recently on TV?
Recently,
Recently.
Ugh, that's a hard one.
I
I can
know.
think of older, like, fried green tomatoes.
Was that even based
No,
in
No, it
Appalachia?
wasn't.
no,
It
that's
wasn't
more
based in
South
Georgia.
Appalachia, but
Or
it was
somewhere
the
in there.
closest that I've seen.
No, there's an actor.
Justified?
There is an actor that his voice makes still, even whatever show he plays on, you can still hear his thick. You could tell it's legit, his accent, and that is the guy that played on Sling Blade, the young boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name. Um,
Yeah.
And sometimes you can hear the Appalachian accent in what's his name? Come on, girls, help me out here. He played Pirates of the Caribbean,
Johnny Depp.
big time
Oh,
star,
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Sometimes some words he says,
Oh,
it comes
Kentucky
out.
boy.
I don't know.
And they're
Yep, oh Kentucky boy, Johnny Depp. If you're hearing this, give us a call.
Give us a shout out.
yes.
See if we can.
Give us a shout out. This Kentucky girls. We grew up not too far from where you grew
We'll
up.
give
boy.
you some free publicity. Just jump into the chat with us one
Free.
day.
He'd be more like I'd be giving you free. He'd be like, I'd be giving you free publicity.
Seriously.
Make my day.
Hmm. I'm trying to think of a recent one as well. There was
I was thinking Justified would have been the last thing I could think of that popped up in my head.
yeah, it was pretty good. It really kills me when they get the accent wrong, but yeah, I can't, honest to God, I can't think of one that's been recent that is supposed to have been in the Appalachian that
I've
sounded.
seen some documentaries, but they were legit. That's not like a movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it
Mhm.
was just kind of sad, it's kind of sad that it's not depicted
Well, that's
correctly.
because they assume you're an educator.
Right.
Well, it's not.
Go ahead, Lorraine. Say what you want to say.
It's not to say, like, the biggest problem that we have in Kentucky, and that's one of the things I wanted to talk about, because I know language is fun, and talking about the silly things that we do and things we say and how we grew up and all that is great. But one of the things that we do eventually want to talk about our home and how it needs help. And we should advocate for our home. Because right now, people in the Appalachian, they're suffering. There's no jobs. And the people there are, turning to drugs because there's nothing else to do. Crime. And we lost her again. There she goes. And
she's coming back slowly.
So, but yeah, I know it's a bit more serious of a topic, but I think it's one deserving to talk
for
about.
sure.
Because...
I mean, that's the reason for the drugs is a big problem almost every state, but it's
everywhere.
more so in most of the Appalachian part because there is nothing to do. But it's crazy how it just blows my mind that to be so poor and they can still find ways to do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a vicious cycle. For a lot of the people in the Appalachia, they get on pills or they get on, some other.
They're making
drug.
meth. Yeah.
Yeah, making meth. And for a lot of people, that is, that becomes their income. That becomes their way of making a living. And when you're born into that, or maybe not so much born, but when you're kind of thrown into that kind of community or surrounding, and all the people around you are either on drugs, selling drugs, or into that culture, it's hard to get yourself out. And so when you're a child born into that culture, it's even harder not to be a kid that ends up falling into the same trap. And right now, the way I saw it was that it's gotten worse, because when I left, it was just beginning. It was just beginning. Jobs were just starting to leave the area. They were just starting to close down the coal mines. Drugs was getting bigger, getting more trafficked into the area. And now we've got people my age and younger, generation Z and X and all of them. They're coming in, and they were born into the drugs. They were born into all this. And it's sad. It is incredibly sad to go home, the place I love more than any other, and see just the rot of what used to be an amazing and beautiful culture of
Well,
Appalachia.
it's hard to start a new generation when most of those children, there's not easy access for the education that they need. There's not, they don't make
There's
it easy for the kids to be able to get out and do things. So
No,
therefore, they just assume they're stuck in that world.
yeah,
They can't.
well, the thing is you've got these people that owned all, most of the land that these towns were built in. And these people control, passed down in generations, they control what comes into the town. And then they become greedy with this land. They don't want to let anything in that's going to help the town at all. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, am I okay?
yeah, you're fine.
It's
Okay,
not.
just
They don't build it to prosper at all.
they don't let anything in. They don't let any factories in. They don't let any, retailers. They don't do anything to help the schools. Like, everything is run down. There's not even enough books for the kids,
Oh, honey,
It's so sad.
Um,
one of
the
the biggest problems, and I'll be honest with you, in my opinion, was getting rid of trades. They should never have
Yeah,
gotten rid of the
yeah,
trade
the blue
schools.
collar jobs for trades should be left alone.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to bring that back.
They
They're
need to.
trying to bring some of that back. Um,
And
our
hopefully,
our small town that we grew up in is really trying to get out of that stuck, whatever you want to
they
call it.
have to. And
They
that's the
have
thing.
to. Yeah.
Exactly. They have to, because if they don't, then it's going to become a no man's land. It's going to become a ghost town, because people are moving away. I mean,
Yeah.
look at us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, out of the 5 of us, there's only 2 that stayed. The rest of us left.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's a
Yeah.
generational thing. A lot of kids are leaving, and they're not marrying there. They're not settling there. They're not raising their children
I
there.
don't want to
And
raise
so,
my kid there. I encouraged my kids to, once they got adults, I leave, don't stay here, go see the world, and then decide whether you want to come back home. There's nothing here. There's no money. There's no jobs. And to go to school and college is what I mean. College, it's freaking outrageous
it
to
is.
go to college.
And that's a whole another topic, as far as what's
Oh my
wrong
word.
with the education system, as far as collegiate level education system, or whether or not we should be continuing to tell our children that degrees is what they should be focusing on. I mean,
It's
as
really
someone who
not.
still has a school age child, I just can't look at my son in the face and say, you got to get a college degree. That's going to be your future, because I
Well,
know it's
that's what
not.
I was getting to. That's what I was getting to. Like, a lot of the schools, they don't have all like clubs, all these different type of clubs that kids can join into just so they can get introduced to new things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the big problem.
So let me
But
tell
you
you the
know that
difference
all
and
I've
comes back to
noticed.
funding. It all comes
Yes.
back to funding.
And you know, and the thing it is too is just I can't stand the thought that they don't even try to help like tutor kids that's behind. They don't
Mhm.
they need to be a funding set aside just for that.
So then you have to ask yourself, where is this funding going to come from in our state? Because if you look at southeastern Kentucky, the amount of people who are on welfare is astronomical. And so you have to ask yourself,
Lord, I
where's that
reckon.
funding going to come from? Because it's not going to come from, property taxes. It's not going to come from people's, local income tax. So where is it going to come from? And so you've got a majority of the kids that are attending schools in those areas who are under the poverty line, and their parents are under the poverty line. Where is the funding going to come from? They have the same problem in inner city schools. So you got to ask yourself, what are they doing? What can we do? And how come both of those things aren't working? And I think a lot of it has to do with you need to change the culture. Because as someone who went to work study college, I can't say enough great things about Alice Lloyd. And that was the college that I went to. And if there's anybody out there listening that's got a youngster that's college age, that's in Eastern Kentucky, that was born in Eastern Kentucky or Eastern Tennessee, and you need to go to college, look up Alice Lloyd. It is amazing. And you cannot find a school these days where you can graduate with a degree completely 100% debt free, and you can with Alice Lloyd.
Well, you
So,
can with Berea College
and
as
Berea,
well.
there's the College of the Ozarks. It's a great one, especially if you're going into agriculture. And then, Alice Lloyd, they've got some great pre-meds if you want to become a doctor or a nurse or something like that and go on and, get your med
Business.
later on in business. They also do education. But that's the culture I'm talking about. The culture that was built around Alice Lloyd about having a purposeful life, and about teaching kids that, it's
They have a
not,
purpose.
you have a purpose, you have a place to go. And yes, it's hard. Yes, it can, it's not going to be fun always. But the strife that you have now will have benefits and rewards later on in life. And that's what they teach the kids there. And so then you get, like in the town we grew up or whatever, and you see a lot of these kids and stuff, they think in their mind, because this is what we've been drilled into our heads since the 90s. I got to graduate from high school. I got to go to college and get a degree. But they don't know, you know, they don't know there's other options out there.
Yeah, not
So,
every kid is meant for college.
No, they're
and
not.
that's
And
okay.
that's where trades comes back in. Do you know how hard it is to find a plumber? You know what I mean? Or an electrician?
Not here where I'm at, but I can only imagine where you guys are.
It is very hard. It's dying out. It's so hard. And
A masonry is really hard.
oh yeah, masonry. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, and this is a problem that's not just centralized in Eastern Kentucky, but it's countrywide. It's just far more obvious in places like, Southeastern Kentucky, where the population's much lower.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a problem with skilled tradesmen everywhere across the country
yeah.
because this shit that we've drilled into kids' heads for
Yeah.
generations now.
The stigma of, oh, if you ain't got a college degree, you're never going to get anywhere in life.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not
it's
true.
a dumb thing. But let me
Yeah.
tell you, the people I do know that are skilled tradesmen, they make amazing money, and they're very proud of their work. And I think that's something. Go ahead.
Here's the bad thing about a lot of skilled tradesmen is if you look at their later life, depending on how they live, I'll just put it that way, is being taught paying into their 401k, being able to set money aside, because most of them work for themselves and not
Yep.
knowing how to save that money in order to retire.
Now, I can save, and man, my husband, if he heard y'all talk about savings right now, he would come running. This man loves to talk about saving and for the future. But let me tell you, that was something I wish they taught more of in school when I was there.
They do.
Absolutely.
How to file your own taxes, you
Yep.
know,
How to write a
apply
check.
for a mortgage. Yeah. Um, you know, what is interest? You know, these are things you learn as as you become an adult. But filing for these things. How do you buy a house? How do you buy a car? How do you do all these things that are adult?
How
You
do
don't
you
learn this shit.
establish credit? And
Yeah,
how
how
do
do you
you keep it
establish
good?
credit? I mean,
Mhm.
so many things that was not taught to us in school that I think we should be getting back to, and
Well,
get away
back in
from
mine
all
and
this
Melissa's
social
day, they
bullshit.
kind of did touch on that, didn't they, Melissa?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, especially
Sort of.
because you had to take home ec, and they're trying to bring that back. Is putting home ec
Mhm.
back in, and that's the thing, is like learning to write checks, which checks is pretty much almost non-existent, but you still got to learn it.
Cynthia, wasn't like your year like one of the last years that they had home economics in the high school that we went to?
They still had it up until they switched our high school into an actual high school and turned it, well, into an actual middle school. So,
No, the high school,
yeah, no,
like
they,
Anne Marie next to
yeah, I know what you're talking
because I
about.
know
They had it for several years after I left.
oh, okay.
I think
Well,
they still had it when Stephanie's kids was in high school.
I
do
think
they?
they still do. I just don't think they
I,
don't initiate, like they don't put all the other things into it. I think it's
it's
mostly
not a
just cooking.
requirement.
Cooking, yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
not all the other stuff.
So,
Yeah,
So,
but
Tiffany
you,
says,
yeah, we are going to do things to call out our small town and try to help it grow. I think we're getting off tangent here.
Mhm.
So let's ring it in.
I'm gonna
Ring it
bring
back
you in.
in.
as they say, I didn't take you to raise.
Yeah.
But so okay, so if you're out there and you're from our hometown, because let me just tell you, if you're from our hometown, you know who we are. I'm just gonna say that. Everybody knows who we are. We're notorious. So if you
Lord
know
help
who we
us.
are, and you're a part of a business, or if you're a part of some kind of organization that wants to help, we want to help you get the word out. So leave us a voicemail. Send us a message. Leave us a message, and I'll email you. However you want to get a hold of us, get a hold of us. We'll help
You
you
can
get that
find
word
our
out.
email on our Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
or
So,
YouTube.
or send us a message on Facebook Messenger. However you want to do it. Just send us a message. We're here to help in what ways we can. So, that being said, it is currently past our end time. So let's go ahead and just do a quick, lighthearted, a few more of these that Melissa's got ready for us.
I guess we're about to head back up in the holler, huh?
Yeah.
Back up in the holler.
Let me get you a wash rag.
Wash rag, oh my god.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. On that topic, Melissa, what
Yeah.
did they used to call it when you didn't have time to take a bath or a shower and you had to just wipe
Yeah, take
yourself
a whole
off with
bath.
a whole bath?
Whole bath.
A horse
Because
bath.
you'd be smelling like yarn if you did.
I remember the first time Mama said that to me. She said, "Get in here and get you a whole bath before we gotta go to church."
Horse
Cause
bath.
It's a horse bath.
and I was like, oh,
Yeah. Because
shit.
did you hear what I said? Because you'd be smelling like yarn. You know.
Mm, smell like yarn.
Oh, Lord, you stinking.
Yeah. That's when Cynthia was just knee high to a grasshopper.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
Yeah, them whole baths.
rode hard and put up wet if you didn't.
Oh
Right?
my God.
Oh Lord, she done brought that now.
Yeah.
There's a
Uh,
lot of girls around when we grew up with. Yeah.
okay, winders, which is a window.
Winders.
Window.
Mhm.
Put your
Window.
window now. It's hot in here.
Hey, give me a pillar. Give me a pillar to sleep on.
Lord, put your window down. Melissa does shit herself.
Put the winder up, 'cause I smell polecat.
Polecat.
Lord,
Yep.
does anyone have matches?
Yeah.
She's happier than a pig of shit.
So,
Oh,
oh, gosh. Happier than a pig
Oh.
of shit.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to tell the kids when they're outside in the dark, "Get in here for them boogers get you." And when it's coming a hard down rain, it's a gully washer.
Gully washer. Oh my God, I haven't heard that
that's
one
what
forever.
it's doing here.
Yeah,
we
lightning
can
That's what
tell.
it's doing here.
We used to love catching lightning bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You know, a lot of people don't call them
yeah.
lightning bugs.
Called
No.
fireflies.
Fireflies.
Mhm.
That's true. Lightning bugs.
Here's
Yeah,
another
Lightning
come on,
bugs is a
bug.
firefly.
what is it? Chester drawers. Get the the Chester drawer over there.
It's in the Chester drawer.
Yeah,
The one.
rough as a cob.
Rough as a cob.
That's
And
a
a
cob.
battery. Where's the batteries? Where's the batteries at?
Lord.
Batteries.
Biters.
Get your drawers on.
You know what's so funny is that the people that I know that say battery instead of battery, it's like you'll never hear those people pronounce T in any other word except for battery. And it's
Mhm.
like,
When you
Yeah.
said battery, I thought it was like battery, like someone's
all
being
right,
back.
down.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
abuse
Yeah.
lady. I was like, wow.
A battery.
That's where your mind instantly went when
Yeah.
she said the word battery.
It did. Just
Yeah.
straight there.
Yeah, and you heard me say, "Get your drawers on."
I think we said
Mhm.
drawers earlier.
Did I?
Yeah, we did.
Don't keep
No,
your
we said
hands in a
breeches.
wad.
Breeches. That's it.
We said
Yeah,
breeches.
Yeah.
Get your pair of clean drawers on and breeches. Get out of this door.
And and it makes me plumb tickled.
Plum tickled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
just pretty much it.
In the spirit of Katie, do you know how
Oh
to?
my God.
Okay.
Bad joke of the day. Do you know how to make a napkin dance?
Put a little boogie in it.
That was so late.
You're welcome, Katie.
I apologize. Anyway, so that is us for the week. Hopefully it won't be storming as bad next week. I know for us down here, it's going to be the start, in Virginia at least, start of spring break. So they'll have all kinds of people around this area.
It was
So-
87 here today.
Shut up, Florida
Miss
girl.
Florida.
I
So-
froze my tail off today.
There's one. Just look
It's
at
colder
smile.
than a witch's titty.
It's hotter than a foreign church.
Ah, that's pretty hot.
You mean I'm sweating like a whore in church? Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Let me
It's not
see.
hotter
hot.
than a whore in church. But whore in church is hot. Then maybe it ain't the whore that needs to be saying a prayer.
Ooh,
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. Or the one that you guys say a lot that I think is funny is love it or God love.
God
my
love.
love. Bless him.
And that
I
can
never-
mean so many different meanings too.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see you guys next Thursday. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.